Hey, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are out there.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
Greetings, my excellent friends. It's so good to see you today. Today is February 20th, 2020. We're going to write a little code today. My name is Jeff Fritz, and welcome back to my live stream. It's so good to see you. Let me say hello to some folks here in the chat room. Hey, Webface, good to see you. Juan Van is here. D.D. Walsh. Good morning from the sunny Pacific Northwest where the junk food is flowing freely. Stop that. Stop that right now. Some of us can't have donuts. Some of us, chocolate is a bad thing. Netcody's, hello. DJ Vortex completed first basic Blazor component today. Congratulations. That's awesome. More power to you. Very, very good there. Blazor Mr. Magoo is here. And Rocket Propelled Freeman says tonight is hockey night. Well, wait do you see? We're gonna have a little bit of fighting ahead of time here today. I have a feeling that Azure's not gonna go quietly. Let's see how it goes here today. Let me finish saying hello to folks here. Kabazi, good to see you. Copper Beardy is here. Hello, hello. Copper Beardy's another member of the Live Coders team. I've got my jersey on today. I just invited 9 new members into the team. Folks that are streaming out there on Twitch, doing really great stuff. Game programmers, a number of Python developers, Unity developers. And you'll see them trickle into the team here over the next few days. Really great stuff. Glad to see some of the new folks that are out there streaming. Get them encouraged, get them involved. And I still have a final order of these 2019 jerseys to send out. And we need to finish our design for the 2020 jersey. Let me finish saying hello to folks. Young Lions, hello, hello. Unhip Coder, Net Cody's, yes, yes. Web Dev Ted, good morning to you. Let's see who else is here. Eagle Hansen, hello, hello. Ozd, hello, sup. I don't know, sup with you. So I've got my Cobra Kai hat here on here, and the webcam is not too good with colors, but we'll be back over on the code view here in just a minute. Because longtime viewers of this stream know that Azure doesn't play nicely with us here. It's been a regular failure on the stream. So I've got the gunner glasses on. We're gonna go in. We're gonna take this. We are going to successfully deploy to Azure today our samples that we have built for our Blazor Web Forms components. These are two projects out there. One is built to use Blazor with WebAssembly. The other is built to use Blazor server-side with ASP.NET Core. And Blazor is that component-based web framework that we can use to build applications that feels and looks like HTML without a bunch of magic happening in between. It's real easy to go through. Yes, I know, Young Lions. The color here with this webcam isn't great. When we switch to the DSLR on the side here, you're going to see tremendous improvement. It's seriously, I have to futz with the color to get the webcam to behave each day. Even when I set it defaults and behave and take the white balance, it doesn't know what the hell it's doing. It's terrible with color. Today will be different, says Unhip Coder. You know what?
60% of the time, it works every time.
We'll see. We'll see. I've been told that this is not going to be a problem. We're going to have a great time going through here, so we will take our shot and see how it goes. So the idea, the goal that we're going to go through here is I want to have, every time that we deploy our project out to NuGet so that folks can download and use the library, I want them to be able to see the samples that run and show how to use, how the components are used. I want them to be able to see those at hosted websites. Makes perfect sense. Be able to click through and actually see it live in action. We need to add some more content to those pages that shows a little bit of, here's the markup that generates what you're seeing here, and then right here's how to convert that from web forms so that it's easy to understand what's going on there. So that's the end goal, but we're going to start with just, let's get those projects pushed out. So that's where I want to go. All right, let me reset my view here. There we go. Let me get some music playing in the background here. Of course, I like to play music to code by from our friend Mr. Carl Franklin. It's scientifically designed. It's engineered to get you in the flow, get you in the groove, so that whatever task it is you're working on, you can just get stuff done. Check it out, mtcb.pwop.com, or you can execute the music command there in the chat room to get that link. Click through, check out, and get your copy today. There's a couple of free songs that are available as part of the collection, but for $40 you can get 20 songs and get more productive today. Thank you so much, Carl. We appreciate you letting us listen to your music while we write some code together here on stream. So I got my gunners on. Let's do this. I think before I get too far here, right, let's take a moment up front. I have a couple of questions sitting out here in Discord. I closed Discord. It's over here. There are a couple of questions on the channel Discord from some folks here that I want to call out. None of these are deep technical discussions here, but I'm going to post them into Notepad so that it's a little bit easier to see instead of looking at my Discord. I just want to answer a couple questions from folks. First, First question, this is from Gray. And Gray writes, what do you do when a Chinese pro-censorship company buys into your social media platform and starts wielding and manipulating people with the platform's CEO's massive stake? Ooh. Do I fight and not conform? Do I leave? Or give in and just roll with the pro-Chinese censorship changes? That's a really hard question. There's two sides to this. In my part of the world, where I am East Coast United States, the Chinese censorship doesn't affect me directly. It's not something that I'm immediately impacted by. There isn't anything that I do to explicitly endorse or circumnavigate, go around. But the Chinese censorship definitely is something that I think we can all agree it prevents everybody in the world from having a common voice and being able to participate in our platforms, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, blogging on the web, Reddit, what have you. That said, there are many social media platforms. If you have a significant stake if you're a significant stakeholder in that social media platform that is now being influenced with pro-Chinese censorship, I can see why you would be significantly unhappy with that. I would be tempted to move on to the next social media platform over and be loud about why you're going to the other platform. I'm assuming you don't work for this company, but I would be loud about, I'm going over here, and I'm going over there because we're not censored in places. Nobody is out here changing my content and removing my content because they disagree with it. And if that is something that deeply impacts you, absolutely. If they're affecting the way that you interact and use the platform, yes, move. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of social media. So that's where I would go with this, and best of luck to you, Gray. That is not an easy decision. That is not an easy scenario to be in. So best of luck to you in handling and dealing with that, because that is not easy. The next question is from... Let me copy this out. The next question is from Leonardo. That's not the same text that I copied there, friend. Copy. There it is. And Leonardo asks, I saw your stream today and was like, hey, I want to be like you, so I want to ask something. In the right moment, in the current moment, I guess, Leonardo is studying ASP.NET MVC, but I think I can't do anything by myself without watching a tutorial or video. And it's kind of sad to me, and I'm looking for a job where I can do web pages and applications with ASP.NET, .NET Core, and APIs. What can I do to improve my learning, and should I back off from learning all about C#? Really hope you can show me the right way, and thanks for reading. So, Leonardo, you're on the right path. Everybody learns differently. Everybody takes learning at their own speed, and it takes exposure to lots of different concepts, lots of different programming structures, and seeing samples to understand all the different ways that you can use languages, frameworks, and following along tutorials in videos are those first steps. Write an application for yourself. Right, I used to write an application with every web technology, every programming language that I would learn. I would write the same programming, the same little application around, it was fantasy football in my case, right? Doing, some folks called it rotisserie football. Fantasy football is kind of a well-known term these days. And it was a simple little thing to track statistics and allocate things to different groups, but it was the same create, read, update, and delete functionality every time. I knew that space very well. I knew what I wanted to build. So whether you build yourself a little application for managing a coin collection, a stamp collection, managing your to-do list, the chores you might have to do around the house, find something, a little application that's going to help you. Little, not a lot of logic in it, but figure out what are those steps to build cool web page to show your to-do list, or to allow you to manage your list of coins you're collecting, or whatever it might be, comic books. Do your movie rate, right? Hey, I like watching movies. Here's a list of the movies that I've seen, and here's what I've rated them, with a little block of text about what I like and didn't like. Your own movie rating website or application. And then figure out, all right, let me build an API onto that allows me to hook up a mobile application, because I want to learn about mobile applications, or I want to build a desktop app, and take those steps to, as you're learning those tutorials, as you're watching and seeing how to do those different things, apply it to something that's going to help you and that's going to make you feel good, and you'll learn and you'll start getting a sense of purpose, and you'll be able to go back and you'll have code that you could say, oh, I remember doing this. You know, it was real easy to do, and here's the sample code that I wrote for myself that I can learn from. Save it off in your GitHub, learn from it, and when the next version of the technology comes out, apply that next version to your movie rating application. Hey, let's learn how to do Blazor WebAssembly with this and turn this page into Blazor. Cool. Now you've got steps that you can take, and you've got a model that you can follow and keep reapplying to learn the next technologies. Kay the Blade Runner says, tell Leonardo, don't be afraid to break stuff. Yes, very good point there. Kay the Blade Runner, I can't emphasize that enough. It's the best way to learn stuff. Go ahead and break it. If it doesn't work, you've got a saved copy, right? Hopefully you're using GitHub, you're using Git, some source control, right? Maybe it's not GitHub, maybe it's GitLab, maybe it's Bitbucket, whatever. Azure DevOps repositories. But you've got a backup. Roll back to something that did work. You can fix it. You'll learn how to fix it. It's okay to make mistakes. Nobody's going to come back to you and say, well, this doesn't work for me. The only person that is going to be dependent on it is you, and learn from it. So thank you for chiming in there, Kay the Blade Runner. Good to see you. Bald Bearded Builder is here. Yes, yes, yes. There are, and yeah, Unhip Coder points out also here for Leonardo, there are 10 different ways to do things. Take your time, you'll figure it out, and there are many, many different ways to do all the different things that you may want to develop. That's why it's fun to watch and learn on streams like this how other do things, because you might learn something. You might be able to chime in and say, oh, I do this a little bit differently, and help the streamer, the broadcaster, and they go forward and make things cooler, better, and everybody grows together. Dan Siegel is here. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. Do I have... Dan, you need to check your email. Yeah, Dan, you need to check your email. Okay. Yeah, it's great to see for new and future developers. Frank Boucheros is here. Frank's another member of the Live Coders team. Good to see you, Frank. You're looking at your email now. You don't see anything new. Really? Do you have any email from Twitch? Because if you don't, I can't help you. You should have email from Twitch. It should be on the email account that you registered with Twitch. And if your email from Twitch is going into spam, you've made a grave mistake, my friend. Because Twitch sends out important things that we as broadcasters need to know. Someone filters their emails from Twitch directly into spam. Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea. Because Twitch will announce things, they'll make policy changes, and you're going to end up on the short end of the stick in a bad way. Yeah, why don't you live share your email? We'll all help look. Hey, angry little hamster, good to see you. So, let me go back. I was writing some documentation, right? And I have documentation for the data binder set up and available out there now, all merged into the dev branch, so you can see here's how the data binder works. It used to look like this, and now it looks pretty much the same, right? And yes, you can even use the shortened eval syntax here, but really the place we want to get you to is something like this. So really great stuff that we've got happening inside the documentation to encourage folks to get migrated and using our Blazor web forms components in a way that's going to make their migration easier. I love being able to provide stuff where text is 90% or more identical. If all you have to do is change and put an @ sign in front of your Razor template content, that's tremendous. Let me, what was I going to do? Let me go over to my dev branch because I want to start over there. What are you beeping at me for? There is no beeping. And is bad place. I'm paranoid that my camera and my voice get out of sync. Too many inboxes. There we go, Dan. All right. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I get paranoid that my voice and the camera go out of sync. And I see it starting to go out of sync already. And that drives me nuts! Can I do this one? It's gonna blink for a second and get all timed up. I think that's better. I think. Yeah, the voice, well, and that's weird because I don't have any delay built into my audio, and the audio is coming off of this. There we go. Dan Siegel, the newest member of the Live Coders team. Welcome in, Dan. There we go. Now we're in sync. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure why it's going out of sync, that my voice is going behind, because the voice is coming off of here. See, it's already going... The video is out of sync. The video is so far behind. Oh, that's so annoying. Drift Right, thank you for the follow. Right now, I don't... If I try and take this to low latency mode. Now, how is it? Test. Looks good so far. Yeah, okay, I think we're good. No, I don't know if... I don't think it's the buffer. I don't know where it is. Okay, so I'm in the dev branch, and before I deploy these samples... There we go. I would like to put a footer on the bottom of the sample pages that says, here's what version you're looking at, with a link to go out to NuGet to download it. In sync or async? Ah, I see what you did there. There we go. Thank you for the shout out, Smab. Appreciate that. All the buffering doesn't come from your censored ISP. No, I'm using NDI to get the video in, and sound is directly hooked up to the channel, hooked up directly to OBS. But I've been noticing that my video goes out of sync slowly over the duration of the stream. and it annoys the heck out of me. So I want to put a footer that has the version of the components at the bottom of the application, so that when you navigate to the website, in addition to saying, hey, you're looking at these components, there's a link to more information on the bottom of every page. So I'm going to add an about page with that link out, and then set up the deployment here. So look at that, I even got the little... There it is. Microsoft Edge closed unexpectedly. Well, too bad. So I think we want to change the title up here. That properly goes to the GitHub, but I think I want to put a footer on the bottom, right? That has, it says built with Blazor Web Forms components, version blah blah blah. Make sense? Just put something down there on the bottom. Let's change up the title here. Back over this. So, and this is part of trying to make the application feel a little bit more real, if that's a thing. Here we go. Blazor Web Forms running server side. Right? Project contains individual pages for the Blazor Forms components developers to use to test new components they're building and how they behave. Oh my gosh. Oh! Excuse me, I am sorry. This project is used to help verify our Blazor components render appropriately and show samples to potential new developers. Look at that, 100% sentiment! So the component list, that is awesome, 100%, I feel good about that. And you should too, right? Oh my gosh.
People know me.
And they know we're a positive, welcoming community. Look at that. Can't I take a lot of this from the documentation that I wrote? Yes! Yes, I can, Smab. And look at that, Dee Dee with the cheer. Thank you so much, Dee Dee. And we'll make a donation to code.org. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think there is definitely a place to pull in some of that documentation and make that static content in here, so that we don't just have the samples of the actual components running, but we also have that documentation coming along as well. So you have a nice mashup of the two, and I think that's where our sample website should end up. So we have these two sample projects, and we'll end up with an Uber sample project that has documentation, running samples with some source code that shows how they run. I think there's a good mix between the three that I think makes perfect sense. Well, should I actually start that sample project and just include the control samples page here? And the navigation. I could do that. That wouldn't be too hard to just spin up another project. What do you think, chat room? So that we still have these two test projects here, but we have a real sample project that we start to pull those three pieces together in. The Cobra Kai, that's right, Coding Bandit. We are taking no mercy from Azure today. We will be deploying. We will have an application running out there. Right? So, I am not going to let this get to me. I am not going to have a problem deploying to Azure.
Wait, Master.
I'm not waiting.
It might be dangerous.
It might be, but it will work. Yes. Let me see what else is going. Look at that, 98.6. Very, very positive in the chat room today. I'm going to get my channel points queue over here so I can see what's going on there. I think I should another project here that's dedicated to this, that does some of the merging in. Carrie!
Wahoo, you will succeed.
I hope so. I think we can do it. You know what? These Natasha sound effects. Do you mind if I take a second? I have the Natasha sound effects here. I want to push their volume up because they're notoriously quiet. And we want to be able to hear Fierce Kitten's Natasha. Right.
Squirrel is so bad. He's good.
So good. Maybe Azure's confused about my identity and may not recognize me without my hamster outfit. Oh, Copperbeardy. Oh, Copperbeardy.
Shut up!
Yeah. Yeah, see that? Alright. Let's do this. I think we should put together another sample. What sound effect is set when the deployment works? I should have a sound effect wired up to that. That'd be really good. I don't have one. We'll have to do something about that. No! Dee Dee! No! We are not going into the...
Squirrel!
For this. No. Yeah, we don't know what happens when deployment works, because it never works. Okay. I'm gonna set up a new branch for this deployment. Let's call this feature, sample deployment. That's fine. Nah, let me reset those. Good. Yes, I know. All right. So let's set up a public sample site that will eventually build and bring in that markdown content so that it's available there as reference material, so you don't have to go all the way back to GitHub. We can just bring it in and have it available there. So I'm going to add a new project, and this we will make, yeah, let's make it a Blazor app, right? It's a Blazor app, and I'm going to put this, I think I want to put this under samples, and let's call this let's call this public docs, so that it includes the samples, includes the documentation around it. I will make it a server app, configure for HTTPS, sure. I could enable Docker support, but quite frankly, just let it build. All right, and there it is. Okay, so I cheated in how we did this with the other two sample projects. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Okay. I love these people that send you emails. Hey, can I write a guest post on your blog? No, it's my personal blog. Really? So I kind of cheated and got some sharing happening across the various projects up here, so that we had the same samples available in all of them. I think for right now, to get us off the ground, just so there's something that's being deployed, it doesn't need to be the best, the perfect. I'm going to add those same samples in there with a little bit of description on the front page, and we'll clean that up. I'm going to add a reference here to Blazor Web Forms, of course. This one, not the Web Forms version. I selected .NET Core 3.1. 3.1 is the version that when people check out, they use, because quite frankly, that's the one you're going to see supported long term. You've got at least 3 years of support on it. That means you're going to have support through 2022, with a year of support to migrate to the next version in 2023. So let me take main layout. I think we're fine on. I'm going to change the about here to go to GitHub, right? GitHub.com, Fritz and Friends, Blazor Web Forms Components. The Blazor Web Forms Components project page. Okay. Nav menu down the side, and I'd like to have a footer down here at the bottom. I don't even want to have it as a div, right? I should be able to just say footer, right? Do we need a copyright? No. This site was built with Blazor, open source, C#, ASP.NET 3.1, and love. No, Blazor and the I don't know where it's gonna go yet. Blazor Web Forms Components, right? And this should go to there, right? Okay, so we've got that. Footer I need to get docked to the bottom here. Bald Bearded Builder asks, is that a Cobra Kai hat? Yes, yes it is. Me and Mr. Lawrence, we are the 2-time All Valley under 18 karate champions. Do I have that right? To get caught up with where I am, just watch the previous video, Drift Right. There's a lot to get caught up on. Please feel free to ask questions, but what we're doing is we're building components. We're building Blazor components that work and emulate the old ASP.NET Web Forms controls so that folks can migrate easier with less code changes from Web Forms to Blazor. That's the goal. That's where we're going here. A new theme song? I'm gonna have to check that out later. Oh. Blue? No, wait a sec. No, that's Hamster Dance, isn't it? Hang on. Did you put up Hamster Dance? Is that it? Oh, sorry. I have to answer one question about it. It is. It's Hamster Dance. Do you see what they're doing to me here?
Here we go.
Do you see what they're doing to me?
That's it.
That's not funny. That's not funny. Let's see what we got here. Is it Feggy? Can I use WinDot to insert emojis? Yes, you can. That works very well here. I can do Win space, and I can start searching for my favorite emotes to put in here. And there they are. That absolutely works here. This should have a target blank. There we go. Let's see here. So create a new tagline for Blazor. Blazor, sweep the leg of JavaScript. Hang on. We can do something with this. We can do something with this. Blazor. Sweep the leg of JavaScript. Nah, the echo's too much. No echo. Blazor. Sweeping the leg of JavaScript. And horses too. Gosh. Oh gosh. Alright. Let's get back into this. Hamster Dance is one of the tracks on Music to Go By. No, it's not. Kabazi chimes in, the authentication state provider wrote for the login components is static and server side, and the login sample might not work as expected when multiple users navigate to different login components. That's okay. We can address that. We can address that. We need the Hamster Dance song for victory deployments. This is just wrong. How would I compare Java and Spring Boot to C# and .NET? Well, okay. Your Spring Boot is not the same as .NET. Right? Spring Boot is more of an application framework, if I remember correctly. So you're looking at more like ASP.NET. There's a lot of convention. There's a lot of ceremony that goes into both of them. To each their own. They are trying to make some of the Spring Boot concepts available inside of ASP.NET. You're going to see more and more of those type things. But right, Spring Boot is more similar to what ASP.NET, the framework ASP.NET's trying to provide. The component-based development, IoT, and injection framework that's part of ASP.NET. That's now available throughout many of the .NET cores. Yes, please compile. Tomcat is expensive. Where Tomcat as a web server is very expensive. It's very, very heavy. It's not optimized. Where Kestrel, the web server that comes with ASP.NET, it's one of the top 10 fastest web servers available, and it's the fastest web server available that has a commercial license to support it. Wait a sec. I didn't mess up my words there. I can use Hamster Dance while the pipeline is building. Don't I have build music here? I'm not going to get into that. Let me get this thing built, gosh. Let me go into my CSS so I can make that footer appear in the bottom of the screen here. Let's see. Content, padding top, nah. Right, I'm looking for that class main. Where is it? Where is it? .main. There it is. Flex 1. Alright. We did a whole stream about Flexbox. I don't want it to flex 1. Hahoo Programming. You like my videos? Well, thank you. I'm glad you like them. And, appreciate you tuning in. I wouldn't say that I'm brave. I'm just, willing to fail in front of people. CSS flex. I forget what the flex statements here. It said flex 1, but I wanted to make sure I have space at the bottom, like 50 pixels at the bottom or something. Right? See, flex 1. Right, flex 2, flex 1, 30 pixels, 1, 1. Right, so 1, 1, 100 pixels? Why is it counting from the other side? Oh, wait. Flex grow, flex basis. Oh, okay. So I guess I can put on my footer if I do something like this. Right, can I do this? display flex. No, I don't want it to flex. I just say height. No, I should do like 1.2 EM and font size. Hey. Font size. Why am I not getting a carriage returner? Thank you. 0.8 EM because I want it to be a little bit smaller. Text align center. Position static. So it's always at the bottom? Well, how do I make sure it's always at the bottom? Do I do something like that? If I'm accessing... Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's an element. You're right. I don't need the dot in front of it because it's not a class. Let me set this as the startup project. Just jump right in, see what it looks like, tinker, and refresh real quick. Thank you, please compile. What? Typer namespace data. Oh, because I got rid of it, so yeah. Get rid of that. Some of these other things that I don't need, get rid of that. Alright, now let's try. Right, in this way, I'll have a dedicated site that gets the samples updated and will merge in Markdown as independent pages. Later, we won't do that today, but we'll merge that in so we have a nice reference website for folks to go to. Well, that footer didn't line up anywhere near where I wanted it to be. It's kind of over there. I don't want it over there. Right? Footer. So where do I want it to be? Bottom 0. I also want it to have a width of 100%, right? Width 100%. Not 10%. 1%. 100%. Like that. No, doesn't. I don't like it. Sidebar footer. I don't want it to be a sidebar. And I feel like it should be out. Well, it. Maybe I need to put it way down here after that. After the app. Right? Can I move it down there? In this? Right? Can I do that? Okay, so now it's at the bottom. It's not static down there, is it? No. Right? I want it to be to pop up from the bottom of this. I think it's the right height. I don't want to... height is 1.2 EM. Maybe I put a border on this also. Solid and something like that. No. Just put border top. I don't want it all the way around. Right? Okay, so the width it didn't do anything with that. Okay, fine. And that footer is outside of the app. So let me make sure I move that correctly because that's a significant change. Because that puts it in here. Right, put it there. And I can refresh. And it should be in the right place now. Right? Okay. But I still have... I want this to be static here. Position relative, height auto, width 100%. Well, if it's relative... Right? Height, you want me to go auto? Alright. And, if I put width 100% on there... Is that gonna stick? Oh, it did. But it's still... Right, I want it pinned to the bottom. And also, look... right, it's not... Right, if I turn off that bottom... Well, that gets rid of that. Okay. Alright, so let me go back to my CSS. Let's apply those changes. Height, auto. Font size, that's fine, that's fine. Position, relative. And let me put that border on. Border 1px solid. I like purple. Make this border top. There we go. But it's still right. I want it to be anchored to the bottom there. If we make a position, I thought it was static so that it was always available there. Oh, I forgot the width 100%. Stand by for action. So now it's there, but we were saying, does this become... Well, if it's absolute, it's relative to the document instead of... Right, if I say static, yeah, I thought it would be on the... Right? I want it to be... Let's... Font weight, bold. Let me pull that font size down another notch. And... background color. It's not bad. Fixed will scroll. That's what I want. Position fixed. Oop, now it's gone. Where'd it go? I've lost it. Where'd it go, Auntie M? Well, now I think I need the bottom, right? 0.8 EM. That's a little bit high. If I say just bottom 0, that looks like it works. So let me change that to position fixed. Right? Let me move height down here with the other positioning things. Border, I'll move up here. And background color, I'll move up there also. So it's kind of, right, design, font, layout. Right, now that'll just be on every page, and these pages don't exist. Cool, thank you. Mary Jo Stabler is here. Welcome in, Mary Jo. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Mary Jo's another member of the Live Coders team. Thank you for the follow, Mike Alpha. Welcome in. Let me think. Think. So we want to have a little bit of text on the homepage. Cool hat. You like the Cobra Kai hat? Yes. As always. Oh, you are too kind, Mary Jo. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what? That Mary Jo. Let me tell you. Here's what can I give you one of these? I'm going to give you a shout out. Shout outs available for anybody who wants them, I guess. There you go. Alright, so I've got the layout fixed. Oh, look at that. And I want to bring in, I just want to bring in a little bit of text on the home page. Not hello world. Let's call it, let's say Blazor web forms components, samples and documentation. This is the Blazor. These components are designed to help ASP.NET web forms developers migrate, rewrite their code using the Blazor framework, Blazor user interface framework, with as little code modification to their markup as possible. These should have paragraph tags around this. Isn't there a surround width? Prebon, thank you so much for that.
Zero N just resubscribed for 2 months.
What's the surround with key? Surround with Control KS. Really? I want to. No. Hahu Programming, new to Twitch. Well, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. It's great to see you. Woo! Yes. And there's all kinds of fun things to do when you get those channel points, the orange gears down there in the bottom. Click through and you can see some of the redemptions that we have available that'll help make things a little bit crazier around here, a little bit more interesting, a little bit. Well, you'll figure it out. All right. I thought there was a surround with hotkey here, so that you could insert a tag and have it surround with. I remember seeing Mads Christensen write this, and I could have sworn it was something like, "Ooh, that's not it."